when you are saying I want a cure, it's basically you want me or someone or your doctor to say I have CADASIL, and then they do the follow and they're like, ah, okay. So they'll take a piece of paper and then write on a prescription that you will go and pick up from a pharmacy and take. Okay? And that actually is the cure. And there are cures for some diseases. There are cures for, you know, we have cures for some cancers now are treated to a way where remission goes up until like patient is, you know, just they made it. Even and that's happening just now for some types of cancer, but has been for decades for infectious diseases. So I'm asking you, where drugs come from? Where do these things that is not there come from? What happened in this one?
Clinical trials.
What was that?
Clinical trials.
Clinical trial. Okay, that's one step. Clinical trial. Oh my God, you are good. This is like, you're giving me the answers and in order. So, indeed, drugs come after clinical trials are successful. Isn't that true, Christy? Yes. And clinical trials are done only after animal testing has shown positive results. What's before that?
Lab testing.
Laboratory. In vitro. What is in vitro? It's any experiment you do that doesn't involve any living organism or a whole organism. Okay, sometimes you work in cells, in a dish. Okay, so this laboratory testing. And what's before the laboratory testing?
Research at the bench.
You do it at the bench, so it's part of it. What is before?
An idea.
The idea. Oh my God.
Christy, what do you do?
I'm glad I didn't bring in candy because I'll be out of it by now. The idea.
I saw his honorary dog.
So the idea, the hypothesis, the thought, that's the way it works now. Yes, we can run, you know, and end up with a cure by accident. But that's very unlikely. Could happen, but it's very unlikely. It's just may not happen. The way it's happening now is, how do we discover cures? Someone has an idea, thought, concept, a way to think about the disease in a way that actually makes sense, looks promising. And then that idea is developed into an experiment that is feasible, that someone can do, and it works, and it gives you unambiguous results. And that laboratory in vitro testing gives you so much, so exciting results, and then you decide it's worthwhile to test it in animals. And you test the idea in these animals, and they get better. We have animals. I have animals that get CADASIL. I made them. Okay? I put in these animals the same mutation that I found in Colombian families, and they get CADASIL. I have them at hand, and I can in them test this idea. And then if these animals get better, we scientists are very good at curing mice. We are, I'm not bragging. We can get, isn't that true? We can cure MS in mice, we can cure cancer in mice, we can cure Alzheimer's in mice. We can cure Alzheimer's in mice. Okay? We can do amazing things in mice. The big leap happens when you go here into the clinical trial. This is human. Okay? But some of this animal testing then actually makes it to the clinical trials, and in very few cases it works, and we come up with the drug. So all of this exercise is to tell you the following, is I believe that we scientists working on CADASIL, because of a lot of reasons, have been focused on an idea that might not be necessarily be right. Okay? And the moment that you have here an idea that is actually a paradigm, what is a paradigm? Is the paradigms can shift, but actually, and then they change. But a paradigm is something that is established and actually doesn't like to change. It's established. It's like, is the earth flat or is it round? What is it?
It's round.
It's round.
But they used to think.
Has it always been round? No, it was flat for a long time. And that paradigm shift took a very long time to change. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking about. So, and this is what I'm telling you today. I think, and what my research shows, is that we have been working under an idea that might not be necessarily correct, and we are on the verge of a paradigm shift in CADASIL research that can actually lead us to a cure and that should be tested. And this is what I'm going to tell you today. Okay? So that's the intro. And hopefully, if we take this idea, we can test it all the way. Hopefully, we can end up with a cure. But the idea hits the core of CADASIL. What is the core of CADASIL? The core of CADASIL is the heart, the bottom of the problem. And this is where we have to start. This is how you find a cure. When you hit the problem at the core. And you build up from it. And I'm gonna show you now, hopefully if we can get back the slides I have. Yeah. Oh, it's okay now. So I have to look. So this one is done. But if it's not completely dark, it will be good because I like to alternate with the, yeah, that's better. So, what is that? That will eventually come up. So if we can have the lights again, so I can establish the
Lights,
yeah.
please.
So, yeah, and then I'm gonna, yeah, that's good, sorry. At least I will wake up some people. Yeah. Are we doing good? More or less. Gaining some power here. So every time, if you want to shift a paradigm, you first have to establish it. You first have to very clearly say what the paradigm is, and then you have to, test it, check it, see how it works or not, and then it can actually change. That's how progress occurs. Okay? And in saying this, I actually have to say that that's the way research works. I don't know if you have heard this saying of how we scientists, we actually just are like little children that are carried upon by giants, like on their, we are hanging from their shoulders. That's what we, and this is really what we all do.